The screen is black. A man is crying and begging, saying again and again that he can't remember anything. Another voice, cold and calm, orders someone to kill him. Suddenly, the scene cuts. Jin Seok wakes up in the back seat of his family's car. He is breathing fast, his clothes are soaked with sweat, and he looks terrified. After a few seconds, he realizes where he is. His mother is sitting next to him and gently asks if he is okay. His father laughs and says it was only a bad dream. His older brother Yuseok smiles and says Jin Seok was probably too excited to sleep because today they are moving into a new house. Jin Seok smiles back, but something about him feels strange, like he is hiding fear. When they arrive at the house, Jin Seok says the place feels familiar, even though he knows he has never been there before. Still, he feels excited about starting a new life there. Standing next to his brother, Jin Seok talks about how much he admires Yuseok. Yuseok is smart, kind, good at sports, and always polite. Everyone likes him, and many boys at school are jealous of him. Jin Seok truly looks up to his brother. Even though Yuseok hurt his leg in a car accident last year, Jin Seok still sees him as perfect. As the family unpacks their things, we learn that the year is 1997. Upstairs, Jin Seok finds out that he will have to share a room with Yuseok. The smallest room still has items left behind by the previous owner, who said he would return in a month to take them. Jin Seok's father agreed, so for now there is no extra room. Yuseok jokes that Jin Seok must not want to share a room with him. Jin Seok quickly says he doesn't mind at all. He truly loves his brother. Later that night, during dinner, Jin Seok asks about the small locked room. His father explains again that it will be cleared in a month. He also gives a serious warning and tells Jin Seok never to go inside that room, no matter what. This warning makes Jin Seok uneasy. As he looks toward the upstairs hallway, he hears a loud thud from above. No one else seems to hear it. When Jin Seok asks, his family says it must have been thunder. Soon after, thunder crashes outside, making their explanation seem true, but Jin Seok still looks worried. While eating, Jin Seok's parents remind him to keep taking his medicine. Jin Seok quietly agrees. That night, Jin Seok lies in bed listening to music on his Discman. Yuseok is asleep beside him, breathing softly. While listening to his music, Jin Seok suddenly hears a strange sound coming from the small locked room. It sounds like something moving inside. Without thinking, he slowly gets out of bed. His heart is beating fast as he walks closer to the door. The noise becomes louder, like someone is shifting things around. He reaches out and slowly lifts his hand toward the door handle. Suddenly, someone taps him on the shoulder. Jin Seok nearly screams. It's Yuseok. Jin Seok quickly explains that he heard noises coming from the small room. Yuseok listens for a moment, but hears nothing at all. He tells Jin Seok that he is too stressed and needs fresh air, then pulls him outside for a walk to calm him down. It is raining heavily, so both brothers take umbrellas. They stand together, looking out over the city lights in the distance. While they are there, Yuseok gets a phone call from their father, asking him to come back home for a minute. Yuseok agrees and asks Jin Seok to wait for him. Jin Seok nods and says he will stay there. As Jin Seok waits alone, something terrible happens. Near the house, a black van pulls up and several men jump out. They attack Yuseok and force him into the van. Jin Seok, unaware at first, grows bored and starts walking back toward home. Just as he arrives, he sees his brother being dragged away. Jin Seok runs after the van, shouting, but he is too late. The van speeds away. Even though he fails to stop them, Jin Seok manages to remember the license plate number. Shocked and shaking, he stumbles back into the house and tells his parents that Yuseok has been kidnapped. The stress overwhelms him and he collapses, losing consciousness. While he is passed out, Jin Seok has disturbing dreams. He sees blood, an axe swinging toward his head, heavy rain, and hears someone say, "Kill him." Then he wakes up. Later, Jin Seok is taken downstairs to speak with detectives. He explains everything he saw, including the black van and its license plate. However, the detectives tell him the number does not exist. They say there is no record of such a van. Jin Seok becomes angry and insists he is telling the truth, but the detectives believe he made a mistake or imagined it. Life becomes very difficult for Jin Seok and his parents. Jin Seok tries to focus on school and keeps taking his medicine, but he is constantly worried about his missing brother. Almost every night, he dreams of a strange man he does not recognize, yet keeps seeing again and again. One night, Jin Seok wakes suddenly from sleep. He looks across the room and notices the door to the small room is open. Slowly, the door begins to move even wider, as if someone inside is pushing it. Jin Seok watches in fear, then quickly hides under his blanket. A dark figure enters the room. Jin Seok lies frozen, expecting something horrible to happen. When nothing does, he carefully peeks out and sees the room is empty and the door is closed. Suddenly, a terrifying woman, like a demon, appears and attacks him. Jin Seok screams and jolts awake. It was another nightmare. 19 days later, Yuseok finally returns home. He says he cannot remember anything about the time he was missing. A psychiatrist explains that memory loss like this can happen after severe trauma and that his memories may return later. For now, the family can only wait. One night, Jin-seok wakes and notices that Yoo-seok is not in the room. He hears the front gate opening and assumes his brother has stepped outside. By morning, Yoo-seok is back, and Jin-seok feels relieved. Later, Jin-seok goes to take his medicine, but drops the pills under the counter. As he bends down to pick them up, Yoo-seok distracts him. They decide to order food and eat together. While eating, Jin-seok casually asks where Yoo-seok went the night before. Yoo-seok calmly says he never left and tells Jin-seok it must have been a dream. As Yoo-seok gets up to leave for class, Jin-seok notices something strange. Yoo-seok is limping, but it is the opposite leg from the one injured in the old car accident. When Jin-seok points it out, Yoo-seok brushes it off and says Jin-seok is imagining things. Jin-seok slowly accepts the explanation and returns to his meal, though unease lingers in his mind. Jin-seok is studying at his desk, trying to focus on his books. At first, he studies quickly, but soon his eyes grow heavy. His head slowly drops, and he falls asleep with his face resting on the table. Yoo-seok quietly walks up behind him and stands there, watching his younger brother sleep. His face shows no emotion. He picks up a click-top pencil from the desk and begins pressing the top again and again. With each click, the pencil lead sticks out farther. Very slowly, he moves the pencil toward Jin-seok's closed eye. The sharp tip comes so close that it is almost touching the eyelid. Just before it can pierce his eye, the lead suddenly falls out of the pencil and drops onto the desk. Yoo-seok calmly places the pencil down and walks out of the house. Jin-seok opens his eyes. He was awake the whole time. Shocked and shaking, he watches his brother leave and quickly follows him outside. As he trails behind, Jin-seok notices something disturbing. Yoo-seok is walking normally. He is not limping at all. Jin-seok keeps following him through the streets, farther and farther from home, until they reach a quiet and empty part of the city. There, Jin-seok hides and watches as the two detectives appear. To his horror, they speak to Yoo-seok with respect and call him boss. The three of them talk in low voices, clearly planning something. Jin-seok hears his own name and realizes they are talking about him. Panicked, Jin-seok turns around to escape, but suddenly he runs into the two detectives. They curse at him and shout that he is ruining everything. Without warning, they begin chasing him. Jin-seok runs as fast as he can through the streets. It seems like he might get away, but then someone grabs him from behind. It is Yoo-seok. He presses a cloth over Jin-seok's mouth. Jin-seok struggles for a moment, then everything goes dark. The next morning, Jin-seok wakes up in his room. He is sitting at the same desk where he lost consciousness. His heart races as Yoo-seok enters the room. Jin-seok panics, runs into the bathroom, and locks the door. He screams that he remembers everything from the night before and demands to know the truth. Yoo-seok calmly denies it all. He says Jin-seok must have imagined everything in a dream. Jin-seok refuses to believe him, and when they come face to face, the argument turns violent. They push and hit each other, shouting in anger. The fight finally stops when Yoo-seok reminds Jin-seok that he forgot to take his medication the previous day. He explains that missing his medicine is why the dreams felt so real. Jin-seok looks confused, hurt, and angry, but slowly his resistance fades. He begins to doubt himself. Yoo-seok sits him down and makes him take his medication. After that, Yoo-seok leaves the house again. Alone, Jin-seok tries to return to studying, but something catches his eye. On the desk, he finds the fallen pencil lead from the night before. His hands shake as he realizes the memory was real. Later, his mother comes home. Jin-seok tells her everything about the pencil, the chase, the detectives, and his fear. His mother looks frightened and starts to wonder if something is wrong with Yoo-seok. Jin-seok looks at her with tears in his eyes and says that whoever that man is, he is not his brother anymore. Later that night, Jin-seok is in his room when he hears the strange noise again, coming from the small locked room. This time, he is fed up and scared. He picks up a baseball bat and slowly walks toward the door. His hands are shaking as he opens it. Inside, the room looks normal. It is filled with old furniture, all covered and neatly packed, ready to be taken away. For a moment, Jin-seok feels relieved, but when he walks deeper into the room and turns the corner, he sees something horrifying. His brother is hanging from the ceiling, dead. Jin-seok screams and suddenly wakes up in his bed. It was only a dream. Shaken, he gets up and goes downstairs. He hears his mother talking on the phone in her room. Curious and afraid, he quietly moves closer and listens at the door. She is speaking to Yoo-seok and telling him everything Jin-seok had told her earlier. From her tone, it is clear she believes Jin-seok and knows something is very wrong. While listening, Jin-seok accidentally makes a small noise. His mother hears it and quickly opens the door, but Jin-seok has already run away. She walks through the house, checking to make sure he did not hear her conversation. Jin-seok hides outside the house. When he sees his mother going upstairs to check his room, he panics. He quickly starts climbing up the side of the house to reach his window before she does. It is raining heavily. The walls are slippery, and the window is locked. Jin Seok struggles, hanging from the side of the house, nearly falling. Inside, his mother is getting closer to his room. Just in time, Jin Seok manages to climb inside through the window. His mother enters the room and pulls back the blanket. Jin Seok lies still, pretending to sleep. He is soaked from the rain, but she thinks it is just sweat. Believing he is asleep, she leaves. As soon as she is gone, Jin Seok gets up and climbs back out the window to escape. Inside the house, his mother is back on the phone, saying that her plan has failed and that Jin Seok overheard her. Outside, Jin Seok runs, trying to get away from the house. Suddenly, his father appears. His mother comes out as well, and a strange man walks up and stands next to her. They calmly ask Jin Seok to come back inside. Terrified, Jin Seok turns and runs. The strange man chases him through the streets. He is getting closer and closer. Just when it seems Jin Seok will be caught, a motorbike passes between them, slowing the man down. Jin Seok uses the chance to wave down a police car and jumps inside. At the police station, Jin Seok finally feels safe. He tries to explain everything, but even he is confused by what is happening. The police check his identity and confirm it is real. Then they tell him something shocking. It is not 1997. It is the year 2017, and Jin Seok is 40 years old. Jin Seok panics and looks around the station. Everything matches what the police said. Then he sees a mirror. For the first time, he looks at his own face and realizes the truth. He is not a young man anymore. He is middle-aged. Later, Jin Seok returns to the house and finds it completely empty. He slowly goes upstairs and opens the small room. Inside, things are even stranger. There is fake blood splashed everywhere, and two human-shaped dummies are lying on the floor, covered in blood. The room looks like a fake crime scene, made to trick someone. Seok arrives at the house with their parents. Jin Seok is overwhelmed and angry. He demands to know the truth. At last, they stop lying and explain everything. They tell him that 20 years ago, a terrible murder happened in this very house, inside the small room. It was violent and shocking, and the whole country talked about it. But the police never found who did it. The case stayed unsolved for years. 16 years later, the family hired Seok, who had become a private investigator. During his investigation, Seok tracked down Jin Seok. Seok believes that Jin Seok is the murderer. The problem is that Jin Seok has no memory of committing the crime. His memories are completely gone, as if they were erased. Because of this, the family comes up with a dangerous plan. They decide to brainwash Jin Seok. They make him believe that it is the year 1997 and that he is moving into this house for the first time with his family, his parents and his brother, Seok. Their hope is that by reliving the past, Jin Seok's memories of the murder will return. On the night they move into the house, the plan is to recreate the murder exactly as it happened. They believe this will force Jin Seok to remember the truth. But things go wrong. That same night, Seok is arrested for a different case, and Jin Seok sees it happen. Because of this, the original plan falls apart. Later, they put Jin Seok in the car and start driving him to the police station. During the drive, Seok tries one last time to make Jin Seok remember what he did and why he did it. Jin Seok keeps saying the same thing, that he never killed anyone. Before they can push him any further, Jin Seok suddenly jumps out of the moving car and runs away. Seok and their parents chase after him, trying desperately to catch him as he runs through busy traffic. In the chaos, Seok crashes the car. The crash kills their mother and father and leaves Seok badly injured. Jin Seok almost escapes, but then another car hits him and knocks him unconscious. When Jin Seok wakes up, everything comes back to him. He finally remembers the past. He remembers being 20 years old, sitting in the back seat of a car with his parents and his brother. It is the same moment we saw at the very beginning. This time, the memory continues. The car crashes. His parents die instantly. His brother is badly injured but survives. Now completely alone, Jin Seok becomes desperate. His brother needs surgery right away if he is going to live, but the cost is far more than Jin Seok can afford. Jin Seok tries to find work, but he has no education, no skills, and no one is willing to hire him. One night, while searching online for any kind of job, a stranger messages him. The person asks if it is true that Jin Seok would do anything to get the money he needs. Jin Seok says yes. Then the stranger asks him a horrifying question. He asks Jin Seok to kill a woman. The person online is very clear. He says only the woman must be killed and the children must not be touched. Jin Seok breaks into the woman's house, which is the same house he later lives in. He finds her sleeping in her bedroom, but he cannot bring himself to kill her and decides to leave. The woman wakes up and sees him. Jin Seok asks her not to scream and says he is leaving. At that moment, her daughter comes downstairs, sees Jin Seok, and starts screaming. Jin Seok panics and chases her, and in the chaos, he accidentally kills her. The mother rushes in, screaming, and Jin Seok accidentally kills her too. The only one left alive is her baby son. Jin Seok tells the boy to go to his room and count from 1 to 100 10 times. He promises that his mother and sister will come back if he does. The boy listens, and Jin Seok leaves. Later, it is revealed that the man who hired Jin Seok was actually his brother's doctor. Jin Seok confronts him on a rooftop. The doctor says he did it for the insurance money because his family would be homeless without it. Jin Seok is shocked. They fight, and Jin Seok accidentally pushes the doctor off the roof, killing him. Jin Seok runs away, broken and scared. In the present, Jin Seok wakes up in a hospital. The man pretending to be his brother is there. He is angry and pulls out a syringe filled with poison. Jin Seok admits that he remembers everything. The fake brother then reveals the truth. He is the baby boy Jin Seok spared years ago. His life was destroyed after the murders. His relatives took the insurance money and sent him to an orphanage. The fake brother asks if his father hired Jin Seok to kill his mother. Jin Seok lies and says no. Then the fake brother asks why Jin Seok let him live in such a painful world. Overwhelmed, the fake brother jumps out of the window and kills himself. Unable to live with his guilt, Jin Seok uses the poison to kill himself as well. In the final moment, we see that on the day of the car accident that killed Jin Seok's parents, Jin Seok briefly met the boy as a child, not knowing how their lives would be forever connected. What did you think of this movie? Tell me in the comments. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. For more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.
अब आओ ना फिर से मिल जाओ ना फिर से जलाओ ना मुझे मिटाओ ना यूं दिल से अब आओ ना फिर से मिल जाओ ना फिर से जलाओ ना मुझे मिटाओ ना यूं दिल से कोई प्यार ना दे यूं जैसे मुझको चाहती है तू ज़माने के जैसी न बन मेरे यार जैसी है तू ज़माना जलाता मुझे लगाती गले फिर से तू मैं गिर के उठा हूँ अभी हर चीज सिखाती है तू मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया 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 ख्वाहिश मेरी रह गई तुझसे मिलूं मैं कभी तुझको मैं प्यार दूं और बेशुमार दूं दिल तो जला है बहुत इसकी सजा है बहुत फिर भी तेरा ही रहा मेरी नहीं मानता जितना भी चाहूं तुम्हें मिलना है दर्द मुझे होता है क्या इस तरह कोई भी इश्क यहाँ तुम जो मेरी ना बनी किसको बताता फिरूं ये दाग दिल अपना किसको दिखाता फिरूं वक्त बदलता है सबका तुझको तो इसका पता था फिर मुंह क्यों मोड़ गई थी मुझको यूं छोड़ गई थी साथ निभाना था मैंने दिल भी जलाना था मैंने फिर क्यों मेरी ना बनी थी और ये सजा बन गई थी जिसको मैं जीता रहा था ये दर्द पीता रहा था ऐसी निशानी है तू ऐसी कहानी है तू मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया इसके पार है तेरा मेरा ठिकाना, अब इसके पार है तेरा मेरा ठिकाना, अब इसके पार है फिर तुझसे दिल लगाना, अब इसके पार है।